For today's video, I'll be talking about how to get out of a reading slump and also just sharing some of the books that I've been enjoying recently. The past few weeks have been very hectic. I'm currently in my internship year for medical school, and so I've been spending a lot of time in the hospital, but also I just really want to enjoy the last few months in Shanghai, so I've been eating a lot of good food and just hanging out with my friends. Even with all of that going on, I've still managed to find time for reading, and so I just wanted to talk a bit more about that. I think it's normal to go through periods where you don't really feel like reading and to just allow yourself to not read. My desire to read comes in waves. There are times where I could just get through several books in a really short period of time, and then there's periods where I struggle just finishing one book and it takes me like multiple months to get through. But there are also periods where I really want to read. I just, for whatever reason, can't get into it, but the desire is there. The best way to get out of a reading slump is to read a book that you actually want to read, not a book that you feel like you should read. If you pick up a book and you read the first few pages and you're not really feeling it, it's totally fine to put the book down. I recently got The Toll by Neil Shusterman, and it's the last book in the Scythe trilogy, and I really like the other two books. And I read the first 100 pages, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't enjoying it that much. And I just put it down and I just picked up a different book. If you find yourself not really getting into a story, there's not really a point in you continuing it. The book is always going to be there, so just pick it up at a different time. And for now, just put it down. I feel like picking up the wrong book can actually help prolong your reading slump. What also helped me is setting a goal of how many pages I wanted to read or how many chapters. Usually it was just one chapter, but after that one chapter, I would find myself actually just wanting to continue. And so if I had the time, I would just continue reading. He felt something was wrong. Something inside him felt put together incorrectly. It was like they could all see it, but he was the only one who could not say what it was. It was just different, and so it was just wrong. The book that I'm currently reading is Shugi Bane by Douglas Stuart, and it follows the childhood of Hugh Bane, nicknamed Shugi. The story is heartbreaking and surprisingly also sometimes heartwarming. I went to an art exhibit the other day, and honestly, it was really cool. A lot of the paintings were just breathtaking, and I felt like I could have stared at some of the pieces for hours and still found something to look at. But I'm now going to be using my ticket as a bookmark. I think it looks really cool. I also picked up a notebook with a picture of one of the paintings at the gallery, and it was The Red Boy by Sir Thomas Lawrence. It's Saturday, and I think I'm going to spend the majority of the day just reading. But I first need to run a few errands. So I'm back with an update on Shugi Bane. I have less than 100 pages left, and so I'm really close to finishing this book. I think I might finish it today. I'll read something that I wrote about this book or about this story in my journal. I honestly love this story, even though each passing page breaks my heart, even though I find myself in the worst of characters. A central part to the story is Agnes, who is Shugi's mother. She struggles with addiction to alcohol, and that's never really a topic that I thought of. I feel like this book gave me a deeper understanding of addiction, and perhaps it's not a perfect understanding, and I know that it's not, but it definitely made me aware of how much I did not know in regards to addiction. What I like about the story is that for the most part, no one is truly bad or evil, which is the case in real life as well. Even people who make really bad choices, and I mean really horrible choices, there's still something very human about them and human about the things that they did. And I feel like any story that can portray the complexity of human beings in that way is a story worth reading by everyone. Something else that I felt like the author did really well was portraying the innocence of childhood. There are things that you as the reader know are very fucked up and something that Hugh as a kid should not have to witness or go through. But the author is showing those things through Hugh's perspective. And I feel like that just makes it even sadder, because when it comes to children, they have no means to reason and rationalize certain things because those things are beyond their understanding and their view of the world. And so when bad things happen to them, they don't really understand why. They just know that they're feeling bad. And I know that based off of what I'm saying, the book might seem really sad. And it is really sad. I'm not denying that, but there's a wide range of emotions that are portrayed. It's not just like sadness and hurt. There's a lot more to the book than that. And so I would give it a shot. I'm not sure everyone would like this book, but I definitely did. So I've got 10 pages left in Shugi Rain, and then immediately after this book, I'm gonna start reading The Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green. I got this book yesterday, and it's essays on a human-centered planet. I feel like I'm in the mood for nonfiction. I really liked John Green's last book, which was Turtles All the Way Down, so I have pretty high expectations for this, but we'll see. I'm gonna head to Starbucks now and just chill. I'm gonna go for a run now, but I can so clearly visualize John Green's voice through the 2 pages that I read, but I just find that pretty cool, and we're off to a good start. The Anthropocene is the proposed name for the current geologic age, the age in which humans have profoundly reshaped biodiversity and the planet. Essentially, John Green explores different facets of our world, and he gives each of these facets a rating out of 5. And so the book is a really interesting mixture of opinion and fact. Topics include, but aren't limited to, teddy bears, air conditioning, Staph aureus, and sunsets. This week I read a play, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. The book is actually my friend's mom's book, and it's from 1990, and it was really special seeing all of her annotations. If you're a fan of wordplay and social commentary, then I highly recommend it. I am now convinced that I really need to be picking up more plays, and so that will definitely be a goal of mine. I don't really know how to make a proper outro, but I feel like my videos lack outros most of the time. But thank you for watching if you watched all the way to the end.